Alright, so let's talk to my boy Jeff Talley. He's out there in Australia. Good day, mate. Piss off. No, it's England. But he's writing a track called the the Old Gaurd. It's about Cali Wooten. God rest his soul. R.I.P. Rest in peace. And he had me do a vocal track where I screamed, sang, whatever, Skinhead Youth, and Oi, of course, and Loose Cannons. And this shit was dope. It felt good, man. I'm down here at the old naval station or whatever. Not really at the naval station, but I'm like at the end of my block, and I'm just like, this is where I come when I talk, because I get loud and I don't want to piss off my neighbors, and most importantly, I don't want to irritate my wife, man. She's got a lot of stress. She's pregnant, so hello. But yeah, man, I came down here and it was just like, just talking to my boy, dude, from way back in the day, man. It was like, man, Cali Wooten, man, I miss you, girl. And like, we talked about how she set the standards, man. She set the standard of what it was to be a human being above all, but we didn't get that. We was young, man. We was all about like skinhead, this is the coolest fucking thing we ever been a part of. We was punkers, most of us. We were punk rockers, and we were skaters, and we were all that, and like the best flip trick couldn't compare to like being a part of something that everybody then and still today just doesn't get. They don't understand what it is to be a skinhead, and a traditional skinhead. I know it's like, I'm a skinhead. I talking to a skinhead on the intranet. There's a lot of fake motherfuckers out there in the internet world that just like get online and see this fucking stupid shit on Wikipedia on how to be a skinhead, 13 steps. The only 13 steps I need is a fucking Pantera song off the Great Southern Trendkill, or whatever the fuck the album is. And other than that, you can't give 13 fucking rules on how to be a skinhead. Number one, it's so diverse, it's impossible. And number two, just be you. You know what I mean? And you put traditional and working class and American and all these other words, and really, dude, like homeboy on the internet was telling me, I was humbled. I was drunk rant, fucking going off, fuck all this bullshit, and made him the target, even though he was saying the same shit I was saying. My pedigree is this: skinhead. I'm a skinhead. Seattle, Washington skinhead should know above anyone. It don't matter what kind of skinhead you are, you're a skinhead above all. I mean, we have enemies of all kinds. A skinhead, everyone hates us. It was like, yeah, I'm a skinhead, fucking no one understands us, didn't then, won't in the future. But Cali Wooten and her greatness and all the wonderful people that I met throughout that whole experience in my life, where I was coming up, I was a fresh cut, and I still am. In my mind, I still feel like I'm a fresh cut to all the OGs, or whatever, lack of a better word, all the older cats that are still around. I'm not going to name drop anybody other than Cali right now, and Jeff, because that was what inspired this. But other than that, like, this thing that I am, that is separate from who I am. You're born and you are a certain type of person. You're raised a certain way, and it makes you a certain type of person. But Cali Wooten, rest in peace, God bless her soul. She taught us young cats what it was to have respect, what it was to have camaraderie and brotherhood, and truly love your brothers, and no matter what, thick or thin. But also love them enough to keep them from starting some shit that's just pointless by being a punk. And I don't mean punk rocker, but by being just a punk bitch that wants to talk shit and get yourself wrapped up in some shit you don't want to be in over some shit that wasn't what you were about. She kept us right. She kept us real. And it was just really nice to reminisce and scream out, some words, and picture her face, and just think like, in heaven she'll hear this, and if she doesn't, then we all die and we turn to dust, and that's it, and we're just like microorganisms floating around in the air and space dust and all that. Well, either way, she'll feel the vibrations. Feel the vibration. But anyways, it's like hella late, and pretty sure all the people who aren't my direct neighbors but are neighboring to me heard me down there screaming. And no one likes to hear about skinheads unless there's lots of blood and goriness details and like racism and horrible things that we're not as a whole. Oh, gosh, it just makes me so mad. They're ruining our lives. Nah, but facts are facts. The Cali Wooten passed, that era, that time, that feeling, that buzz, that fuzzy feeling that we all had passed on. Like me and Jeff were just talking about, a lot of cats tried to take over, and all they could think about doing was becoming white power. Really? Why? I mean, is that the only thing that's just easy to fucking take control of? I don't know. But the fact is, again, the fact is, when Cali Wooten passed, I didn't deny who I was and what I was, and you know, but I didn't make that shit real known. I didn't get on you know, social networks and discuss it. I didn't tell anybody that would ask. I wasn't in denial. I wasn't in hiding, but I was hurt. I was crushed. I couldn't do it anymore because it wasn't it anymore. Without Cali, there was no movement, there was no scene, there was no love, there was no vibe, there was no like reality, there was no skinhead. And him and I just discussed, well, I talked and he listened, that she gave us the tools, and it's so good at 39 years old to be able to use those tools and just to be cool with who I am, and be proud of who I am and what I am, and keep that moving, you know, keep the truth of it all. There's truth in it. If you're a gay skinhead, which to me is kind of the hardest to understand, not because I'm a homophobic motherfucker, but the history of skinhead has never really shined too brightly for homosexuals. But again, a gay skinhead, a Nazi, an Antifa, sharp, whatever, dude. If you are a skinhead and you claim it and you're down to fucking get down for it and wake up the next day with a swollen face and still keep it moving and keep on pushing, then you're a real skin. If you're one of these cats that gets online and fucking is a tough guy behind his keyboard and sees a picture of me with my fucking hat like this, and fucking sees me wearing a fucking Stussy flight jacket, sick as fuck. Gotta get the Alpha Industries though, because it's, number one, it's way warmer. I'm kind of bird or schnippens right now, but you know, I do what I want to do, and that's what skinheads were and are and always will be. If you're real, you do what you want to fucking do, and you claim something that no one understands so that you can fucking tell them, fuck you, this is what it's about. And if they still don't get it and deny your beliefs, you can walk the fuck away. If they keep following, you can fucking bust them in the face. Violence doesn't solve anything. And this isn't a you know, after school special, so I want to get off that because, believe it or not, as active as we were in those days, the Cali Kids crew era, like for me at least, I know it was going on longer than me and the cats that I'm still in contact with now, but like 91 to like basically the day she passed on, like in 94, it was all about representation, setting an example. Like, I thought for a second, like, really, Callie? Like, come on, man, are we supposed to walk old ladies to their car and carry their groceries? She said, yeah. If there's an old woman that needs her groceries taken to her car, you goddamn right, you better fucking take them for her. Isn't it the right thing to do? I said, yeah. I said, well, there you go. We're American skinheads. We're not fucking, we're not hooligans. And my whole official hooligans brand is all for her and all for the kind of like like a, not in denial of her, but a way of showing like a ode to. And I got these niggas down here that are like play boxing, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up being the real boxing, so I'm gonna chill and not talk to this camera right now. I might film them though, because they're silly as fuck, so stay tuned.